Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
So here we are, week 6, day number 25 of the Sean P. Diddy Combs trial. Now let's first recap day number 24. Day 24 kicked off with the fallout of juror number 6's dismissal. Diddy's legal team pushed back hard, arguing the juror didn't lie and was one of the only 2 black male jurors. They claimed his removal harmed Diddy's right to a fair and racially representative trial, even raising possible racial bias in jury selection. The judge disagreed and officially replaced the juror with an alternate, a white male. Then came more drama. TMZ reported a separate juror received a suspicious text asking if he was juror number 6, raising concerns someone might be talking about the trial outside the courtroom. The judge said he would investigate. Then we heard from DOJ paralegal Anaya Sankar, who presented summary charts based on hundreds of documents, flights, texts, hotel records, and payments. Now, these detailed Christina Korn's coordination of trips, Jane's complaints about hotel nights, and Cassie Ventura's messages where she said, "I just can't anymore." Messages also revealed discussions about escorts, thousands in cash, and Diddy's staff planning freak-offs. Later, the jury saw text exchange between Diddy's longtime security guard, D-Rock Butler, and a former assistant named Mia, who had previously accused Diddy of abuse. The prosecution showed how Diddy and D-Rock repeatedly tried to contact Mia even after the lawsuit of Cassie Ventura had been filed. Towards the end of the day, Special Agent Delicia Penland resumed her testimony, but with restrictions. The judge made clear she can only summarize factual data, not draw conclusions. She walked the jury through American Express and hotel records tied to Cassie and others, showing how Diddy allegedly arranged and funded group SEX parties using staff and corporate accounts. Yesterday, the jurors saw actual freak-off videos for the first time. Previously, they only saw screenshots and photos of evidence regarding the elaborate, choreographed SEX performance parties Diddy commanded. They said one of the jurors covered her eyes, another one winced, and then another one kind of chuckled. The prosecution will be bringing up their last witness sometime this week, and the defense will start bringing in theirs. We're going to get started on day number 25 and so much more, but before we do, please be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss out on any news regarding this case and so much more. Now let's get back into it. Now the day starts off with Judge Arun Subramanian reprimanding defense attorneys and prosecutors this morning over an article that he said revealed details of a sealed proceeding that was held this past Friday. Subramanian said, "Well, someone is lying," after lawyers from both sides told him they didn't know who could have leaked the information. Defense attorney Mark Ignifilo said he learned of the article when the government sent it to the defense yesterday. One or more people in this courtroom or the designated people who were here on Friday flagrantly violated this court's order, the judge said. Subramanian said he'd be investigating and threatened to punish any violators, citing his order that threatens punishment as severe as criminal contempt or sanctions. The judge warned both sides that he would seizure their devices and compel people to testify under oath if any other violations occur. Okay, it's 9:02. The jurors have not been brought in. The judge says anything before we bring the jurors in. Combs' attorney Ignifilo says, "Let's get Mr. Combs in." Judge says, "I believe your client would like 10 minutes to review the materials." Ignifilo says, "Can I ask him that question?" The judge says yes. Ignifilo says Mr. Combs waves his hands to be present for the immunity application. Judge says, "Let's proceed then." Brendan Paul takes the stand. That's the DRUG mule. Prosecutor said, "Did you receive a subpoena?" "Yes." "Do you intend to invoke your Fifth Amendment?" "Yes."
I plead the Fifth.
"We propose the immunity order," says prosecution. Judge says, "I will enter it." "Thank you, Mr. Paul." Combs is brought in by the U.S. Marshals. Ignifilo says, "We are ready to proceed." Judge says, "Let's have Agent Penland back." Delicia Penland takes the stand again. All rise. Jurors enter. Prosecutor says, "Good morning. Let's get back to the London hotel. Who stayed there this day?" Penland says, "Sean Combs, Cassie Ventura, Jules Theodore." "What are the American Express charges?" "Virgin American plane ticket for Jules Theodore." "And what airline is associated with this charge?" "American Airlines from JFK to LA." "And the hotel?" "Four Seasons for Clayton Howard, aka Dave." Let's look at 6T108. What is this? A travel invoice, Bad Boy Entertainment. What is this? A flight for Jules Theodore. What was the payment method? Sean Combs' American Express card. And whose name is the invoice in? Mr. Philip Pine's $500 charge for damage to drapes. And what's this? Booking for the Intercontinental in Times Square in the name of Frank Black. And this charge? Damage to Penthouse, $46,786 paid on the American Express. The monthly bill was paid by various accounts at Signature Bank. Okay, and what's this charge? A hotel in Riverhead. Where is that? Long Island, New York. Is that where the Hamptons is? Yes. These communications between Sean Combs and Cassie Ventura, color-coded. What is this? A call from Combs to Ventura for 41 seconds. Let's read this. Skylar can come later. Let's do Skylar. Then Skylar responds to Ventura. Go to slide 4, please. Skylar texts Ventura. What area? Then Skylar said, I'm laying head down. Hit me up if we're getting together. Now, what do these 3 boxes show? 3 photos taken by Ventura. What day is this? March 6, 2016. Walk us through. Combs calls Ventura. No answer. Ventura texts Combs. Says, I checked with security. Jules left. You're good as long as you don't bother any other guests. Then unanswered calls. What does Combs text Ventura? He texts, call me, the cops are here. Then a call connects. Ventura makes a call to D-Rock. It connects. Combs calls Ventura. No answer. Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson is presenting a timeline of records related to the March 2016 altercation at the Intercontinental between Sean P. Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura. The records include text messages, calls, and photos beginning with Ventura inquiring about an escort's availability on March 4th. The timeline also shows that Combs made 8 consecutive calls to Ventura around 11:28 a.m., all of which went unanswered. It includes photos of Ventura with a swollen lip, wearing sunglasses, taken at 11:35 a.m. The jury previously saw these photos when Ventura testified that she took them in the car after leaving the hotel. Okay, and this day, March 5th, 2016, Ventura texts, you are sick to think it's okay to do what you have done. Please stay far away from me. I have a premiere. What does Mr. Combs text Ventura? He texts, call me, help. Then he texts, help me, I'm about to be arrested. Then if you don't pick up, you'll never hear my voice again. Okay, and then what? Call not answered. Then Quorum calls Ventura. Okay, and here, Ventura calls D-Rock, then Quorum. The call connects. What does D-Rock text? Tell him to get out of there before they arrest him. He's not picking up. What does Miss Ventura text to Combs? Going to bed. Now what? Morgan to Quorum? Carrie Morgan writes, I don't think anyone should call her, and a photo of an LAPD detective's business card. What next? D-Rock and Quorum each call Ventura. Then Quorum asks, what is Eddie's last name? What does D-Rock text to Combs? Cassie good, she's eating breakfast. Then a 13-minute call. Combs and Ventura. What does Mr. Nash write to Ventura? What time can you today? Arturo is available 3 or 4 p.m. Miss Ventura said, Rock's place. Then Combs calls Eddie Garcia. Eddie Garcia calls back. What does Ventura text? She texts, this was supposed to be a big day for me. Now I wish I could stay in bed. Records show messages between Cassie Ventura and others planning her fitting on March 6th. The timeline shows the photo first shown during Ventura's testimony, in which she's wearing a gown and sunglasses during a fitting. On the morning of March 7th, Ventura texts Combs, this was supposed to be a really exciting day for me, and I wish I could just crawl in the bed and stay there until I look better. The timeline shows a series of calls between Combs and former Intercontinental security guard Eddie Garcia on March 7th. The timeline also shows a photo of Garcia's license taken at 2:21, recovered from Christina Quorum's phone. Okay, and here, calls between Combs and Eddie Garcia. And what's this? A photo of Eddie Garcia's driver's license found on Christina Quorum's phone. Now by March 9th, 2016, what occurs? Combs calls Eddie Garcia. Okay, then March 25th, 2016 at 1 p.m., Combs calls Eddie Garcia again. Garcia previously testified that he met Combs to exchange the video footage for $100,000 that afternoon, and while he was there, he signed a non-disclosure agreement, and Quorum took a photo of his license. Starting around 2:30 p.m. that day, Ventura called Combs' former security guard, Damian Butler, who goes by D-Rock, in her apartment building, the Comstock. D-Rock then called her, and the call connected for less than a minute. Ventura then texts Morgan, I should have sued, laugh out loud. Totally, Morgan responded. Combs called Ventura again for about a minute later that afternoon. On March 7th, Combs called Garcia twice, with the second call connecting for about a minute and a half. 2 photos on Ventura's phone taken later that evening showed her and Combs together. Garcia called Combs on March 8th for about a minute, and Combs called him later that night, but the call went to voicemail. Combs called Garcia again the next day, and Garcia called him back later and the call connected. Then on March 25th, Combs called Garcia for about a minute. Okay, Agent Penland, other than these charts, did you have any involvement in this case? No. No further questions. Now time for break. Okay, break time is over. Judge says, let's get Agent Penland back. And now the jury. All rise. Ms. Garagos says, you've been at SDNY for 10 years, right? Yes. Let's turn to this date. Did you know Ms. Ventura was in South Africa then? No. December 8th through September 9th, you didn't try to find out who else is in this chat? I did not. You are a special agent? Yes. As a special agent, you know how to look for evidence, right? Objection, says prosecution. Sustained. Garagos says, let's turn to August 2009. Under the name Sean Combs, you include several U.S. exhibits. Let's pull one up. August 5th, 2009. Mr. Combs says, when do you want to freak off? Laugh out loud. What does Miss Ventura say? Agent, as Cassie says, I'm always ready to freak out. Now, on this particular cross-examination, defense attorney Teeny Garagos questions Delicia Penland, a special agent with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York, on a list of individuals associated with the meetings in the charts. She said there could have been other people present. If I do not have the evidence, their name is not in the chart. It does not have the name of every potential person that was in the gathering, Penland testified. Garagos read a series of messages between Sean P. Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura from different points of time when Ventura wrote sexually explicit messages to Combs, and in one instance she told him she's always ready to freak off. After reading each message, Garagos then asked the special agent to confirm the message wasn't included in the government summary chart pertaining to Ventura. Some of the messages Garagos flagged were dated around the time of meetings between Combs, Ventura, and escorts that are listed on the chart. Garagos continues with her cross-examination. Let's put up this defense exhibit. Miss Ventura writes, I'm so horny I can't concentrate. I'm going to Dwayne Reed. Pack us a bag. Did you include this in your chart? No, I did not. Here, Jules writes to Combs, I need rest. You guys are rabbits, laugh out loud. Right? Yes. Here, Pop Pop writes to Ventura, I love you so much. You consume my life. How did this happen? And Ventura writes, I wonder that too. Right? Yes. Here, Jules writes to Ventura, great to see you, beautiful. And then I am at your door. Right? Correct. Here, Miss Ventura writes, I'm so horny and bored. Right? Yeah. Here, Mr. Combs says to Miss Ventura, I'm not asking you to freak off. What do you want to do? And she said, I want to smoke, go for a walk. Let's go out and have some carefree fun. I'll go get the Valium, right? Yes. Mr. Combs writes, I liked it when Jules was in the room next door. Did you include this? No, my job was not to add things, just to check to see if what was added was correct. Mr. Combs writes, you horny or sleepy? And she says, both. Laugh out loud. Let's shut off the public screens and show you these videos. Okay, it's done, says the judge. Jurors put on headphones. Everyone hears some soothing piano music. Good. Play the video. Jurors are still watching the video with headphones on. Garagos says, for the record, Ms. Foster has to put it on minute 14. Now, the jury watched portions of the video that they viewed yesterday, recorded on October 14th, 2012. Cassie Ventura previously testified that the video showed her and a man she referred to as Dave during a freak-off. They also watched portions of another video recorded on the same day. The jury watched portions of another video that was recorded on October 20th, 2012. Ventura previously testified that video showed her and a man called Jules during a freak-off. They are now watching portions of a video that was recorded December 4th, 2014. Garagos says, Your Honor, shall we take a break now? He says, how much longer do you have? An hour. I took much longer than I expected. Okay, now then, says Judge. Now they're at lunch break. Lunch break is officially over and we are back. It's 1:34. Judge says, Ms. Garagos, are you ready to proceed? Garagos says, as soon as Mr. Combs is out. Sean Combs is brought in from the holding cell. Judge says, you are conferred about the other matter. Prosecution says the court can question the juror. We defer. Shapiro from Diddy's side says we prefer in the courtroom to the robing room so Mr. Combs can observe. Judge says let's get Agent Penland back. Witness retakes the stand and the jurors enter. All rise. Garagos says we watch videos. Now exhibit 1307. Garagos continues. This is a stipulation that the video was found under the Frank Black profile on device provided by Cassandra Ventura. I also want to remind you that Penland confirmed that all 5 of the explicit videos that the jury watched today were all recovered from a Frank Black user profile on one of Cassie Ventura's devices. The videos are sealed because they're sexually explicit. Here Mr. Combs wrote, "Coming to NYC this weekend." What does Miss Ventura reply? "It's really nice here." Mr. Combs writes, "I got us ticks for the Book of Mormon. That was not in your exhibit, was it?" "It was not." He writes, "You ready for tonight?" That's the day before the videos we looked at, right? Correct. If we could pull up what's already in evidence. Page 18, please. This is not included in your chart, right? Correct. Miss Ventura writes, "Keep having sexy flashbacks of yesterday." You see that? Yes. What does Miss Ventura write? She writes, "I brought the best sexy outfits for later and shoes." What does she write next? She writes, "I promise I will be the nastier freaky bitch to make up for it." What does Miss Ventura write next? She writes, "Can't buy Astro, it's too expensive. When should I take it? Where is it?" Mr. Combs writes, "It's in the bag. It's the orange peel." What does Miss Ventura write here? Miss Penland says, she writes, "I can't wait until we have a baby. Happy Father's Day." Mr. Combs writes, "What do you want to do, baby?" She writes, "I wish we could have freaked off before you left." So basically the defense is trying to prove that Ventura talks about planning the logistics of the freak-offs with Combs, sometimes saying that she wants to have freak-off when Combs asks, and other times they exchange sexually explicit messages. Many feel that the text between Cassie Ventura and Sean Combs being shown to the jury could help to support a key element of the defense's case, that Ventura had free will in the relationship to make decisions, including about her participation in DRUG and SEX fuel freak-offs. Ventura says in the message, "I love you so much. You make me a better woman, daughter, sister." Ventura also thanked Combs for showing her love and happiness the way it's supposed to be. While prosecutors say Combs was an abusive and controlling power figure who used violence and other measures to control Ventura, his attorneys say that she was desperate to be close to him and bitter over the fact that he saw other women, including the now deceased mother of his children, Kim Porter. February 2013, Combs wrote, "Maybe one of those nights," and Ventura responds, "Yes." Miss Garagos continues. What does Miss Ventura write here? She writes, "I hated that I don't use protection when I get high. I'm gonna get tested." Mr. Combs writes, "Let's freak off now." What does she write? She writes, "Okay, what hotel?" Mr. Combs writes, "I'm locked in my bathroom talking to my therapist. What do you want to do?" She writes, "It takes Jules hours to get here. Hotel needs you to call. Give Dave access." Do you see Dave Shirley write to KK? Yes. Now, defense attorney Tina Garagos asked Delicia Penland if she reviewed any materials indicating a meeting around New Year's Eve 2016 to 2017. Penland confirmed that she did not. Now, Cassie Ventura's friend Deontay Nash previously testified that he saw a man enter Ventura and Sean P. Diddy Combs' hotel room during a New Year's trip to Las Vegas that year. Garagos continues, "You spoke on direct about Skylar." Yes. And the message about the cops are here, but not evidence of any 911 calls, right? There is not. This photo of the detective's business card is the only thing about police, right? Objection, says prosecution. Sustained. You included a call between Ventura and Combs. Was that a FaceTime call? I don't know. Garagos says no further questions. Judge says redirect. Prosecution says yes, briefly. The hotel in Riverhead, who was there? Penland says Combs, Ventura, and Clayton Howard. Okay, in this photo, wounds above the eye. Cassie writes, "So you can remember," and sends the text and photo to Mr. Combs. Prosecution says nothing further, and the judge allows the jurors to leave for today. Very short day once again, and no Brendan Paul. Now, right now in Diddy's federal trial, the prosecution appears stronger factually, presenting a pattern of organized misconduct supported by aligned testimony from multiple women, financial records, text messages, audio recordings, and the freak-off videos. They argue Diddy ran a coordinated operation involving staff like Christina Coram and Jonathan Perez to arrange freak-offs and transport women and men across state lines, framing it under RICO. Meanwhile, the defense claims that these were toxic but consensual relationships, challenging witnesses' credibility and highlighting inconsistencies, affectionate texts, and financial exchanges. Their strategy focuses on raising doubt and reframing the case as personal drama, not organized crime, but unless they can dismantle the prosecution's pattern, the government holds the advantage. Prosecutors have said they will likely rest their case with Sean P. Diddy Combs tomorrow, but it could still spill into Friday morning considering there is no court on Thursday, which happens to be Juneteenth. What I need to do is hear from you. What do you think about everything currently going on in the Sean P. Diddy Combs trial? Do you think RICO has been proven? Yes or no? Leave a comment. You know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks for watching, but before you go, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of my new episodes.